Selena Gomez is planning a fairy tale wedding, and the internet says it's already cracking. Dress fittings, floral chaos, then an old flame allegedly slides back into her DMs. Yes, him. On paper, this should be the calm after a decade of storms. Selena and Benny, Montecito, a 3-day celebration carved to perfection, welcome night, vows, brunch. Every napkin fold approved, every playlist recut, every camera-ready moment storyboarded like a movie, because it's meant to be one. But real life isn't a mood board. There are flights Selena has to take, and flights Benny reportedly won't. There are schedules that don't rhyme, friends who fade when rooms get louder, and choices that feel heavier the closer you get to I do. Now add rumor gasoline. Justin Bieber allegedly reaching out. No screenshots, no receipts, just timing that hurts. Drop that whisper into this week, and every look, silence, and no comment becomes a headline. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's the spark that forces the real talk about planes, calendars, pressure, and the future they both want. Because wedding planning doesn't create problems, it reveals them. Tonight, we widen the lens. The chaos behind the candlelight, the fears no one sees, and the one rumor that turns vows into questions. The plan reads like a glossy spread. Montecito lawns at golden hour, strings under the sycamores, a DJ who understands when to let the chorus breathe. A welcome night to soften the edges, a ceremony to make the room hold its breath, a day after brunch where laughter does the heavy lifting. That's the dream. The reality? Perfection is a full-time job, especially when the guest list is a spreadsheet of famous calendars and security grids. Transport windows shrink, seating charts become political, and one misplaced name can headline tomorrow. Whispers say revisions keep snowballing, colors retoned, florals recut, run of show rewritten at 2 a.m. That's normal, until it isn't. Benny does the partner thing, massages the shoulders, lowers the volume, says out loud, "Love is the point." But love doesn't book shuttles or calm a 4 a.m. spiral about whether the aisle skews too pink on camera. And love can't be everywhere when careers demand you be everywhere. Selena's life is global. Press, premieres, table reads, shoots. Each week is another city that needs her perfect and present. And it makes you wonder, if you've ever planned a wedding, wasn't it always the tiniest detail that nearly broke you? This is the whisper that detonates comment sections. Justin Bieber allegedly reaches out privately. No receipts, just the friend of a friend oxygen that keeps a fire alive. You don't need proof for impact, you only need timing. Drop that rumor in the exact week people are hunting for pre-wedding nerves, and the narrative writes itself. Is the past knocking? If you lived through Jelena in real time, this is muscle memory. A like, a lyric, a follow, and suddenly we're building dissertations from breadcrumbs. Add Haley to the triangulation, and the timeline turns into a battleground. One side calls it nostalgia, another calls it sabotage. Most won't admit the obvious. Even a false rumor can bruise a real relationship. Because now there's a ghost in the room Benny didn't invite. If you're Selena, you don't have to respond for pressure to rise. Silence reads like confirmation, denial reads like deflection. Either way, you're trapped in a story you didn't write while the algorithm feasts. Every stitch, every hot take, every explain this then pushes the rumor higher. And here's the knife twist. Wedding stress was already loud. Add a past love whisper, and the stress becomes existential. Are we okay because we're okay, or because we're sprinting toward a date we can't move? And it raises the question, if your ex messaged you a month before your wedding, would you tell your fiancé or keep it buried? Strip the gossip away and you hit a practical wall, mobility. Selena's world runs on showing up. Sets, premieres, awards campaigns, philanthropy. Airplanes compress that geography into a career. Reports say Benny hates flying. Some call it a full-blown phobia. You can respect fear and still admit consequences. Refusing flights turns a 5-hour hop into a 3-day odyssey. It means missing trips you'd want framed, missing rooms where memories get made. Couples survive distance when both believe the distance serves the future. The tour funds the album, the shoot fuels the prestige, the sacrifice builds the life. Distance without movement becomes distance without meaning. On the worst days, it looks like 2 calendars that never learn to rhyme. This is where the rumor intersects the real. If the schedule already punishes, then a whisper about an ex isn't just emotional, it's logistical. It forces the hard inventory. Are we building a life that fits both of us, or forcing one life to orbit the other? A wedding is where you declare alignment. What does it mean if the map still doesn't match? Be honest, are you the type who would brave the flight even through fear? Or would you rather drive for days than board once? Beyond florals and timelines lives a quieter storyline fans mention then flinch from: the pressure of after. After vows and photos, real life asks the question: kids? For most couples, it's a conversation. For Selena, it's layered with medical history, medications, and risk. Lupus doesn't read tabloids. Transplants don't care about engagement posts. Mood stabilization isn't a discourse, it's survival. Benny has that future dad glow, soft-focused daydreams about tiny shoes and little voices. That's beautiful. But when the person you love hears someday and feels deadline, love can become pressure even when no one meant harm. Anxiety's cruel trick is turning kindness into a clock. Two things can be true. Benny can be genuinely supportive, reminding her she's more than motherhood, and Selena can still feel the ache of uncertainty, the grief of what might not come easily, the fear that a body she didn't choose could cost her a dream she did. That's not scandal, that's adulthood. So what would you do? Push ahead with vows despite the doubts? Or pause until the foundation feels unshakable? Another pressure line, the friend map changing. One season you're matching tattoos with your favorite couple friends, the next you're on different group chats and no one says why. Maybe it's schedules, maybe it's egos, maybe it's just altitude. Fewer hours, higher stakes, fewer people who feel safe. From the outside, it reads like isolation, exactly when you need the village most. Here's the paradox of modern fame. The audience balloons while confidence evaporates. The more eyes that watch, the less you can risk being messy in front of any of them. That's how rumor becomes gravity. When you can't pressure release to friends, you pressure release to work, or the internet releases it for you. Every clip, every facial tick, every no comment becomes evidence in a case no one actually filed. Now zoom out. A 3-day wedding clock ticking, a partner who loves you but struggles to move as fast as your life, a tender future you can't control, and a past that allegedly pings your phone at midnight. Is the relationship breaking or bending? Are we watching a collapse or a crucible? So tell me, are you on the side that says they'll make it work? Or do you think it's smarter to postpone before saying I do? Here's the truth under the trending page. You can love someone fully and still hit a season where every choice feels like a test. For Selena and Benny, this season has a spotlight, a countdown, and a rumor shaped like a DM from the past. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's the spark that forces the real conversation, the kind where flights are faced, calendars are compromised, expectations are reset, and both people choose each other out loud. Or maybe the bravest choice is pressing pause until the foundation feels unshakable again. Either way, this isn't just celebrity drama, it's a mirror. What do you do when the life you want demands the courage you don't yet have? Subscribe for part 2 with live updates and receipts, and let me know in the comments. Bend or break?